Welcome to Updawg-Yoga. Today we're talking about yoga inversions. So the first one I'd love for you to learn is bridge pose. Lie on your back with your feet hip distance apart. Lift your hips into the air and look at one spot on the ceiling. Option to interlace your hands underneath you. I teach this one in every single one of my classes. Increases blood flow and flexibility. Another way to do this is to come into a full back bend. Now this is not for everyone. The goal of a yoga inversion is to get your heart higher than your brain. So we've done that here. But it's not for everyone. It is something to work towards. Another way to do this is a drop back bend. So as you improve in your flexibility, in your bridge pose, in your wheel pose, walk your hands back. You can use a wall like I am, or just bring your hands to the floor if you're that bendy. Okay. Take your time. Next, we'll move into downward facing dog. This is one of the most foundational yoga poses because it helps you build into deeper, stronger yoga poses as well. So your hands and your feet are as wide as your mat, or at least shoulder distance and hip distance apart. Don't worry about getting your heels to the floor right away. Keep your heels in the air and relax your head, look to your knees. One of the poses that it helps you get into is called crow pose. From down dog, walk your feet in, bend your elbows and stack your knees on the back of your arms. You can point your toes behind you or even move into a headstand. So slowly lift your legs up as you rest the crown of your head onto the floor. And I recommend a wall for any time we're bringing our feet higher than our brain. Use a wall to help you in case you slip. Slowly come down. Every time you do an inversion like that, you'll want to rest in child's pose for a few breaths. More on that later. Another thing you can learn from downward facing dog is standing splits and handstand hops. So at first, you might take a few tiny hops. One leg in the air, or you might get some height and be able to jump switch. Or if you can get high enough, you can also hold. So you'll stack your wrists underneath your shoulders. Another one you can do is dolphin pose. So this is without your wrist. This is using your forearms instead of putting all the pressure right on your hands. Look between your hands, lift one leg up, or even hop. And again, use a wall. Once you've mastered that, you can move into supported headstand. Arm placement is very important. So make a triangle with your hands. Avoid grabbing your head and use your core to lift your legs. Avoid jumping. Take your time. This is a great one to do while you're watching TV. And then very slowly make your way down and rest in child's pose. You can have your knees together or feet together and knees wide. This allows more space for your chest and belly. And again, it is an inversion. Great for blood circulation, a calming, relaxing yoga pose you can do just on its own. Another relaxing yoga pose that is an inversion is legs at the wall. So you'll lie on your back and put your feet up the wall. Another great one, I'm sure you've done as a kid, is shoulder stand. Roll onto your back. Bring your feet over your head to the floor behind you, and then extend your legs up. As long as your neck is okay, you can look up to your toes and breathe here. If it hurts, please come out of it. That goes for every single yoga pose. It should always feel good. You can also play with leg positions. You can bring one leg forward, one leg back, or even lotus legs like I did, or into plow pose. And slowly come down and rest.